We are all smiles here on Cover 2. Christy Chirinos, Josh Darrow. It was a fun Saturday, but we look ahead.
Yes.
We look ahead. Although I'm not sure we have self-imposed 24-hour rules, but we'll try and stick to the script. We do have to talk about someone in particular who's kind of made a name for himself. When we were just talking, he EGOT'd the week. He swept the board of trophies, put on a masterful performance, and that is literally one, Cam Ward.
There were so many expectations for Cam coming into this game, right? We'd heard all about it. We've seen his success where he's met before at his previous stops, but, you were wondering, how's he going to handle being here at Miami? How's he going to handle, getting to know this new team, building that chemistry, and, getting to know Coach Dawson? I think we can see he handled it well. I mean, to throw for 385 yards, first Miami quarterback to do that in his debut since 1979. Credit to Tim Reynolds for the Associated Press for providing us with that stat. To do that, to show that poise, that calm, that leadership. You think about when he threw the pick. The guy said, we came back in there was no more talk about it. We handled the adversity, we moved forward. And, he just really lived up to the hype. Everything that we thought he would be, we saw against Florida.
You mentioned Shannon Dawson. Coach Cristobal mentioned it this week during his press conference. I think it's a phenomenal point, right? Like, I think people, when they think of sports, is kind of live in vacuums. Like, you play football, run, tackle, catch. Continuity isn't as important, but there is certainly a comfort level when you have both your coordinators back, running their systems, even with some player change, right, that they can still shape and evolve what they're doing, and I think you saw a lot of that on the field. And even beyond the field of that game, just the benefit of having that solidarity and continuity leading the way on the offense and defense.
Right, you mentioned there are some new faces, but obviously the players who were here last year, there's trust now. They know what those two coordinators can do, and those coordinators know what they're capable of doing. And you saw that, and you saw, the way the offensive line continues to grow and develop. That lets Shannon Dawson know what he can do a little bit more this way, that way, and you see it too with the way the defensive line played, and, guy like Kiko Mauinoa, you see that, Lance Guidry knows what those guys are all capable of. He can put them in the schemes to make them successful, and again, it just all translated really well on Saturday.
The other thing that translated really well was the fans that showed up.
Yes.
There was definitely more than the allotment.
Yes.
And I can tell you, being behind Miami's bench, you could hear them loud and clear. Loud and clear. You could hear it's great to be a Miami Hurricane. And that was awesome. And the aftermath of the game was awesome. And what will be just as awesome is when Miami shows up at Hard Rock Stadium and the fans pack the Rock to show them how proud they are of this team in the home opener.
Well, you talked about being able to hear it on the field. You could hear the "Let's Go Hurricanes" chants in the press box, especially as that score started getting a little wider and fans, I think, started getting a little bit more comfortable being loud in a hostile environment. So, it really was a special moment. After the game ended, you saw the guys, standing outside that tunnel, just thanking the fans. Cam Ward walking up and down, high-fiving everybody. It was such a great moment especially for some guys that have, like Jalen Rivers said last week, there have been some ups and downs. And to have that moment was special. But now it's time to bring that moment and that special relationship the fans and this team have to Hard Rock. So yes, the guys have really talked about, making Hard Rock the hardest place to play in the ACC. And that starts this week, filling it up for the home opener, filling it up every week after. And that's just, enjoy what this team can do.
Well, we always talk about a process. We don't talk about the opponent. So let's do it like this. The process is very simple. Support the kids, pack the Rock.
Absolutely.
We'll see you at Hard Rock Stadium, Florida A&M, 6 o'clock kick. It should be fun.